but they have time to drag up allegations on me from 15 years ago. Why are they dragging up allegations on me from 15 years ago?
Andrew Tate soon could be going to jail in the UK, and here is why. So back between 2012 and 2015, before he was even famous, alleged incidents occurred in Luton, the UK, involving Andrew and Tristan. 4 women allege Andrew Tate subjected them to rape, assault and coercive control.
He'd come back to mine after his shift as a doorman, and we were chatting and obviously went into the bedroom. The sex started off as consensual, as it had kind of done the first time we'd slept together. But something kind of changed, and he started saying really horrible things. He held me kind of against the wall by my neck and said that he owned me and told me to tell him that I belonged to him.
While Bedfordshire police investigate claims of rape, human trafficking and actually body harm involving 3 women, Andrew and 1 woman, Tristan, is accused by. These allegations form the basis of both criminal and civil cases. In 2014, 3 of the 4 women filed criminal complaints with the UK authorities against Andrew Tate for rape and physical abuse, supported by witness testimony and documentary evidence. The investigation begins but faces delays. Andrew Tate moves over to Romania, apparently to avoid UK scrutiny as claimed by women in the civil case, but no charges are filed at this point. In 2009, the UK police closes the criminal investigation and the Crown Prosecution Service decides not to prosecute Andrew Tate, citing insufficient prospect of conviction. The decision prompts criticism from the accusers, who later pursue a civil case.
My friend who was living with Andrew as well, who we were webcamming together, she went to the police. She was classed as being in a relationship with him, so they classed it as like domestic abuse.
Andrew Tate, obviously we all know the story in between this, blows up and becomes famous on the internet to a whole nother level. December 2022, we see Andrew and Tristan are arrested in Romania on separate charges of rape, human trafficking and form an organised crime group. This case obviously draws attention to the UK allegations as Bedfordshire police begin revisiting earlier claims, which Andrew Tate has criticised. Andrew Tate claims they've contacted so many women trying to get them to come up with some sort of story so they can take him to court in the UK. They're looking for the victims, is what it said.
After an extensive investigation, contacting over 1,000 women, they found 3 girls who were prepared to lie. What about the 997 who said I'm a nice guy? This is a setup. This is a stitch up. And do not buy their garbage for a second that they give a single fuck about the young women inside the UK, because they don't care. Our streets run with blood. Women are unsafe. People get stabbed to death. Crime is out of control. Does the media talk about murderers every day? No. Does the media talk about drug dealers every day? No. Does the media talk about the crime committed by the migrants we let in every day? No. The media talks about me every day. Why? Because I highlight the problem.
April 2023, 3 of the 4 women in the UK filed a civil claim against Andrew Tate for damages alleging sexual and physical assaults between 2013 and 2016. The lawsuit is pursued through the High Court in the UK after the CPS declined to prosecute in 2019. The women claim long-term mental health issues due to Tate's actions.
And then he put his hands around my neck and strangled me until I passed out. And then I kind of recovered and came back around from consciousness, and he was still having sex with me. And yeah, I didn't really get much sleep that night. It was quite scary. He obviously stayed in my bed that night, and I didn't really want to tell him to leave, but he would just kept telling me that he owned me and tell me to tell him that I loved him. And then in the morning, he left, and as he was leaving, he was being quite threatening again and saying that if he had a ticket on his car, he was going to come back and kill me. So he was very threatening the whole time, and yeah, it's quite scary.
We wouldn't hear anything until over a year as the Romanian case was carrying on. Bedfordshire police in the UK secure a European arrest warrant for Andrew and Tristan Tate related to the allegations of rape, human trafficking from the 2012 period on to 2015. The brothers are detained in Bucharest, Romania, and the Romanian court rules that they can be extradited to the UK, but only after the Romanian proceedings conclude. The CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service that deal with these situations in the UK of authorising actual charges, have put forward 21 criminal charges against the Tates for UK offences. Andrew faces 10 charges: rape, actually body harm and human trafficking, control and prosecution for gain involving 3 alleged victims. Tristan Tate faces 11 charges: rape, actually body harm and human trafficking involving 1 alleged victim.
Then the Brits tried, because I don't know if you know my whole thing, I got arrested again for 24 hours, and the Brits tried to extradite us. And I was like, okay, what we get extradited for? They're like, in 2009, you attacked a woman. It's like, what do you mean attacked? Don't know, it says violence, it's the Romanian guy. He goes, it says violence against women in 2009. I'm like, what woman?
2009?
Yeah. I was like, what woman? Doesn't say. Where? Doesn't say. When? Doesn't say. It says attack against a woman in 2009. Extradite. So I guess they've gone through my whole past and found some bitch from 2009 who wants a payday.
Yeah.
And they hit me with this extradition warrant with no details. I don't know who this person is. I don't know where it happened. I don't know the date. How do I defend myself? Do you have a statement? I was like, me give a statement. You give a statement. You tell me in 2009, fuck it, even if you told me the date, I wouldn't know where the fuck I was. I don't know when this was, where this was, who this is. What can I say? This is bullshit. The Romanian judge said this is garbage. We're not going to extradite him. We're going to keep him in Romania to finish his Romanian cases. And when they finish, then we'll consider extraditing him to the UK. That was that shit.
The charges are confirmed publicly in May 2025. The Romanian travel ban on the Tates was lifted at first, which caused paranoia from the UK that they was going to flee justice. But the Tate brothers did say they will deal with both the Romanian case and the London case when it comes to it, citing their innocence. As he was allowed to go to America and have relationships with people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk, people was worried that they're going to stay there, that are trying to prosecute them. And they said it's pointless trying to restrict them traveling because they always return and are willing to try and prove their innocence.
I have my American passport back in my hand. I can travel where I like. You know, if any authorities from any police force anywhere in the world wish to speak to me, they have my number. They will call me and I'll answer the phone. 44 times I went to court in Romania, not because there was a trial, but to see if I would be allowed to travel. And I told judges 44 times, I'm not a flight risk. Please return me my passport. Please don't keep me locked away from my family. So I know that when I left, there was some backlash. I know that when I left, people were being pressed about the controversial decision about two men who'd already had their case dismissed, being able to travel and see their families again. Well, you know, here I am back in Romania, as I said I would be. So all 44 of those court hearings, including the ones that happened when I was taken from prison, were completely worthless. There was no point in doing it.
In April 15, 2025, a case management conference is held at the High Court in London for a civil lawsuit filed by 4 women against Andrew Tate. The court considers the case as a potential legal first, as it argues coercive control that led to an intentional infliction of harm. The trial is scheduled for early 2027, expected to last at least 3 weeks, with damages likely reaching 6 figures. Then we literally see last month that the CPS publicly confirms the 21 charges against both Tate brothers. The brothers' legal team states that they will return to the UK to face the charges once Romanian proceedings conclude. The Tate brothers deny all allegations, claiming a trial by media. Before the actual trial, some of the details in this case have come out. 2 of the women were in intimate relationships with Andrew Tate in 2013 and 2014. 2 others worked in the webcam business. One woman claims that Tate pointed a gun in her face, threatened her saying, "You're going to do as I say or there'll be hell to pay." Another alleges Tate threatened to kill her or anyone she spoke to. A third claims that Tate convinced her he had killed others. Sienna alleges she initially had consensual sex, which turned non-consensual when Tate shrank her to the point she was unconscious. Tate denies his claim, asserting any physical contact was consensual. The civil case, represented by McHugh Jury and Partners, had a case management conference in April 2025 and has been pursuing this non-stop. This is the UK case's lawyer that represents many of the victims, speaking about the situation just recently.
Is they're trying to suggest that somehow this extradition request is either as a consequence of the civil case, it's not, or it's connected to the Hertfordshire victims, our clients, it's not. It's actually in respect of additional new complaints brought by additional women on top of the existing complaints and the victims that we already know about, thereby increasing the number of women who have brought allegations of rape and serious sexual violence against Tate. And that's what they're trying to avoid people cottoning on to, that this increases the numbers of women who are out there who are saying that Tate raped them.
They're constantly worried that Tate may flee to somewhere like Dubai or another country where there is no way they can extradite him.